Today, we'll be exploring more of Core Keeper, and this video is a sequel to my 100 days video, so make sure to check that out first if you haven't already. And in this video, we'll be exploring the Shimmering Frontier and the Passage, and then we'll take on the new bosses of the 1.0 update. We have the Hydras, the boss of the Passage, and the secret final boss. So welcome to 200 days in Core Keeper. So continuing our journey, I'm currently farming a lot of bomb peppers and bloat oats. I'll need them for some health regeneration and food. I have a side of me that is a perfectionist, and because I was lacking in some bloat oat seeds, I had to go back to the wilderness and look for a lot of bloat oats. Well, since I'm already here, I decided to farm a bunch of poison slimes as well as try to locate, if ever we get lucky, and find Morpha, the giant poisonous slime boss. I haven't really defeated Morpha yet. I just couldn't, I did not bother to farm like 90 poison slimes to make the scanner. But now that we have a really strong sledgehammer, I can easily get some slimes. I returned home first to finish my farming area, and look how pretty it is. And then I crafted a bunch of healing potions. I'm using one that's lower tiered because poison slimes are pretty hard to find. Afterwards, I decided to try out leveling up my combat skills. So I, use the Hive Mother as a farming area. As you can see here, we have a setup where we lure all the insects in one spot and just continuously stab them until they die. I AFK'd here for quite a bit actually. And after reaching like level 90 in melee combat, I decided it was time to stop and continue our exploration. I then collected a lot of my ores that have been farming so far. Look at the amount of scarlet ores we have. We have a supply to last like, I don't know, the entire game session, I guess. Even more than that actually. For now, I continued exploring in the wilderness. My goal is to get a lot of the slimes. I wanted to kill Ivy first, the giant slime boss, poison slime boss, before I explore the Shimmering Frontier. I randomly found a mold dungeon as I was digging through walls, and I saw this giant bug with a weapon on it. And as I took the weapon, it was a poisonous sickle. It has a really high crit hit damage percentage, and also there's a chance to apply poison. So I was pretty tempted to use this weapon instead of my Octarine axe, even if this axe is my beloved Octarine axe. But yeah, not at the moment. Maybe after I upgrade it after returning home. It took me a while to actually collect all the poisonous slimes that I needed. Also, one of my goals here was just maybe to explore the entirety of the area. I was very hopeful to find Morpha without crafting the scanner. But also, I wanted to, find random things that I haven't found yet. And wow, I stumbled upon a Shimmering Frontier in the wilderness. I always thought that this was only found at the Desert of Beginnings or something. Alright, here's something cool I found. Cherry blossoms. And there's also like this blanket thingy on the ground. So I took it for myself and I'm gonna place it in my base. Another cool scene I found was this thing. It looked like a swirly thing in the minimap, but it was just like the land where animals are usually at. No treasure really, just a good scenery. I also found a house at a mold dungeon. Like what? So I'm basically the intruder here, and I destroyed everyone who owned this house. And looky, I have a cherry blossom in my base now. Cool. I then visited a bunch of my miners and then destroyed one of the waypoints that I have just beside the base. I don't really have any copper bars right now to make more portals, so this ancient waypoint will serve its purpose as my portal for now. Afterwards, with enough materials, I finally made myself the scanner. I can now fight Ivy. Let's go. And if you notice on my slot bar 1, I actually upgraded the poisonous sickle. So I'll be using this to fight Ivy. And while on my way to the waypoint, I randomly got like a necklace from a slime called the Remediaceae necklace. And it made me immune to poison. It's very convenient to get this before our boss fight. Hey, I'm pretty lucky. Let's go. After I got to the waypoint, it was finally time to face Morpha. Aside from Pudvav, I didn't really do any preparation as I'm already too over leveled for this guy. As you can see, I'm just whacking him very fast to death. I still put my shield up though whenever I get hit, you know, timing so we don't get that much damage. And with this, we have defeated Morpha. And we got ourselves another necklace. Nice. And so I went home, bought like 3 summoning idol thingies, and resummoned and fought Morpha. For the loots of the second round, I got myself a poison shield. So this thing has a 24% chance to apply poison when blocking melee hits. I'm not even sure if this matters to bosses. Maybe they're immune or something. Anyways, I continued farming Morpha. On the second kill, I got another poisonous sickle. Not that I need an extra one, but okay, sure. And lastly, nothing really interesting. Next up, it was finally time to go to the Shimmering Frontier. We have defeated all the boss that can be defeated before the Shimmering Frontier. So the Shimmering Frontier is basically a biome that's full of like these blue crystals. And as you can see earlier, I got damaged by these crystals for 80. These things are called radiation crystals, and as the name implies, they radiate bad energy that damages us. Anyways, for this first Shimmering Frontier I marked on my map, it was actually just a very small area. I was disappointed. But well, I found a lot more of it, so we can just go to the areas I mark, and hopefully it's a very big area. And yes, truly, it is very big. No cap. On the third area marked though, it's actually big, and there are even monsters here guarding the place. A lot of monsters actually. So these guys are, I'm not sure how to describe them, but maybe alien tech. Anyways, once they start shielding themselves and firing, they basically can't move. So you can just go behind them and whack them to death, or you can just wait it out and kill them after their shields are out. There's also a new type of wood here called the gleam wood. The gleam wood is that the blue colored stick looking thing. The ores in this place are called Solarite. It's a yellow looking ore, similar color to the ones you see on the screen. Also, as you can see, I'm very happy to see that there's a giant Solarite ore here. So I can start making a drill farm here to farm unlimited amounts of Solarite. In biomes like this, there are also these giant snails. I think they eat Solarite because as you can see on their shells, it's made of Solarite. So if you whack them with your pickaxe or your hammer, it usually drops the Solarite that their shell contains. So make sure to not kill them as those Solarites respawn again on their backs. Took a quick break and went on a fishing trip on my Galaxy Boulder farm. I needed a lot of fish again to cook for my food buffs. Fishes in the desert of beginnings is very good as there's this thing called the Turnus kingfish, and if you cook it with another fish or any other food actually, you will get like a 50% damage boost buff. It's really good, like 50% damage boost. That's crazy. Aside from that, the spike backs are also good for armor and the other one is good for mining. Anyway, since I now had some Solarite bars, I made myself the Solarite workbench. And with this, I unlock a lot of new things. Well, not that much compared to like the lower leveled workbenches. But this time we have the thing called Hydra Altar. And what the Hydra Altar does is you can now craft the summoning items for the Hydras. But let's not worry about that for now. We'll focus on the Shimmering Frontier. Anyway, since gleaming wood is now something we'd need, I decided to expand my tree farm and added like 4 pieces of gleam wood. So hopefully this thing can supply us with all the wood we need. I went to the Shimmering Frontier cave again and set up my Solarite ore farm. Afterwards, I tried to locate the Shimmering Frontier biome that had water so I can get one for my bucket. So this place that I'm farming Solarite ores, it's not only for this, but I made it so that I can fish here as well. I mean, I could have just, you know, build one at the base, but I decided I should just fish here. Why not? And so I spent a good amount of time fishing for fishes here. So the only fish I was interested here at the moment was the glistening deep stalker. What that fish does is if you cook it with something, it will give you like 13% dodge chance for like 10 minutes. So I AFK'd here for a bit. Look at all the fishes I've got. I also got myself a lot of these ninja gears from fishing. So I'm gonna have to be changing some armor. These ninja gears give like dodge chance and crit chance. So they're very good for melee characters. And so I resume my journey looking for more shimmering frontier biomes. Maybe I can discover something new. I was looking for a certain place where there's like this arena where aliens try to kill you and the reward would be a chest full of like gears or maybe jewels. It took a while, but I finally found one. Let's go. For now though, I returned home because I had so much stuff on my inventory right now that I needed to like store it up. And since I found like a lot of radiation crystals, I then made myself the scanner for the hydras. And as you can see here, the 3 hydras are now marked in my map. So one is at the sea biome, one is at the wilderness, and the other one is the desert of beginnings. So we'll be killing that once we're done with our exploration in the shimmering frontier. Also the passage maybe. And then I opened a bunch of locked galaxy and solarite chests. I didn't really get anything interesting. I mean, all of these new weapons looks appealing, but I'm just looking for a new melee weapon actually. Also, the ninja armor set didn't really last long because I changed it to the Solarite armor set. This was very beneficial for me as a melee build because the armor set gives you like recovering HP or a lifesteal per hit. So that's really good. We can regenerate our HP so we can tank more the more we heal. Plus, we have our melee skill passive that there's a 10% chance to recover like 3% health. I then upgraded a bunch of my gears before returning to the area we left, the alien area. Hopefully, we can find like the thing we're looking for. So inside this place, there are a lot of these boxes and they're breakable. Sometimes they contain equipments like the monk set or sometimes the Cosmos set. Anyways, moving on. This is the area I was talking about. In this area, you challenge like a bunch of aliens and your goal is to stay at the center to fully charge this thing to receive the reward. So you can't really get out or else the timer will reset or something or it's game over. So good thing I got this crossbow from one of these locked Solarite chests. So now I can just attack in range. My damage isn't really that bad. Like, look at my crit damage. Holy, I have a Morphos ring right now. So, as you can see, this thing will last for quite a bit. So, my strategy here is basically shoot them with my arrow. If there's a lot of them like this, I can just hold my shield in the center and then whack them to death once they're close to me. And finally, I believe this should be the last wave as I am very close to clearing this thing. And by defeating that thing, it tried to summon, but as you can see, well, it actually succeeded. Anyways, this is the last wave, not the other one, but this one. And there we go. We have finished the challenge and we have received a chest reward, which contained the nuclear battery and the desert ruby, as well as an obliteration ray. This thing is amazing at mining. Also amazing if you use it to kill like enemies. Like, Jesus Christ, it's so good. Just look at this. I'm mining very fast. Actually, my sledgehammer is way faster than this. But like I said, this thing can be used to kill mobs. It actually deals a decent amount of damage if you wear like a mining set. So it's gonna be very useful against bosses. Also, now that we have the obliteration ray, I don't need to get close to the radiation crystal. I can just fire my laser from afar. Also, the Shimmering Frontier I am at now is a very huge biome. I think this is now a section of the map where it's all Shimmering Frontier. It's crazy. I thought it would be like sections like how we saw earlier, but now it's actually a giant huge area full of shimmering stuff. And by exploring the entire place, I accidentally found the void. I'm joking. So the other side of this place is probably the passage because there's nothing else there. Like, it's like the tip of the map where there's nothing. And I was right. As you can see there was this new type of soil leading to the other side. It's like a bridge made by the game. Also, look at this place. Very pretty yellow trees, crystals, and stuff. which I'm gonna destroy because maybe it contains a good item. After spending a decent amount of time, I think I've already explored all I wanted to explore in the shimmering biome. Like, I got all the items I needed here. It was time to move on to our next goal, which would be the passage. I've gotten a total of 450 Solarite ores from that one trip alone. I then made a room for our new NPC. For the flooring, I used Galeem wood, and as you can see, it's very cool because it's glowing. It's very pretty to look at, honestly. So this guy's the new NPC in a hazmat suit. He sells a lot of new stuff. Very expensive though. It's a complete set of hazmat suit, but it's like 3,000 coins each. Also this lunar cheese that can reduce the duration of snare and stun. So I of course bought all of them and wait for him to reset this. Another thing he sold was this thing called the bait pillar. What it does is it summons the Atlantean worm. It basically lures it to where we place it in the water. Right now, I don't really care about the hazmat suit. I can easily like destroy the radiation crystal with our obliteration ray, so I don't really plan on buying this thing. I then placed down all the Solarite chests I found in my adventure and open it up one by one. For the loot, I did not really get anything interesting. It's just Cosmos armor and the blind monk armor. Aside from that, there was also the Solarite sword, but I don't really plan on using it because I like my octarine axe. I wish I had the magma axe though. For now, and since it's been a while, I decided to collect all the ores that I've been mining so far using my drills. There's a lot of them, so I'm gonna be spending like half of all these put together, selling it to the merchant so I can get some gold. The gold ores are basically the ones that would give me the most money. Now I can buy the Atlantean bait. And because this fight is going to be in the water, I'll need to craft the speeder. And also, I'll need to convert myself into a range build. I'll be going for the ninja set except for the pants because I don't have the ninja pants. Anyways, it was time to fight the Atlantean worm. So I buffed myself with all my food buffs. I should really post a screenshot of all of these so you can see what kind of buffs I have. These buffs are crazy, but they're mostly for melee class. I did not make one for range. But it works well since, except for the melee buffs. So I placed down the bait and immediately the worm got lured very fast actually. I was not expecting this. I did not finish like preparing myself yet. Here it was and I'm dealing like 0 damage. Actually, to deal damage with this thing, you need to hit like the gaps. You know, you see that broken skin and the white skin it has? So my bow, or basically any crossbow, has a skill called piercing shot. And it's very great against this guy as you can just aim at the center of their head as they approach you. And it will basically hit everything on their body parts. Just look at that. The damage is crazy though. I need to run or I will die. But anyways, as you can see, I'm just fully charging my crossbow in hopes that I can hit like the parts that are vulnerable. And I'm actually doing pretty well here. Look at the amount of damage I do using the piercing shot. If it was a singular shot, it's probably gonna be hard. So we'll be doing this until it dies. And yeah, I'll try to survive as much as I can. The speedster is not really that fast, but it's good enough that I can avoid like most of the Atlantean worms. I hate how they spread like that once like you break something. Because like the more there is in this fight, the dangerous it is for me. Anyways, just one more part and we should be able to kill it. I'm kind of amazed how I'm doing pretty well with the range weapon. I don't really have any range level right now. I believe my range level is just 17. So that shouldn't be a lot. Anyways, we have defeated the Atlantean worm. For the rewards, we got ourselves an Atlantean worm ring. And it gives like 4 life per melee hit. That's pretty good on our melee build. Let's go. Also, this thing called the Atlantean worm meat, which gives like permanent 100 HP. So eating this, we now have an additional 100 HP. Let's go. So now that's done. We're done with the Shimmering Frontier and we're done with the Atlantean worm. It's finally time to explore the passage. So of course, I placed down a waypoint here because if I die, at least we're very close to where the passage is. This place honestly feels so dangerous and the walls, they're very thick. Even with my full mining gear, they're very thick. Like, look how long it takes me to break this. and I can break like the Shimmering Frontier walls in one hit. But with the Obliteration Ray, it's doing pretty well. Look at how fast we're drilling through. So these new things, these green things, are new types of ore called the Pandemonium ores. I mean, Pandorium ores, Pandemonium. So I guess we'll be needing a lot of these, both to upgrade our gears and also to make the new gears. In the passage, there are things like these things that look like bugs. And when you hit them, they explode just like that. And they deal like a ton of damage. So be careful on your adventures in the passage. And while exploring here, I encountered giant monsters. Like, wow. They look like boss level monsters. Like crazy. Also, what's crazier is my crit rate. Look at my 3.5k damage. Damn. Anyways, I found like a temple-like place in this area, and so we will explore inside and see what we can get from here. It's mostly empty except that there's this one chest and it contains like either one of the 3 jewels. One is the ocean, one is the ruby, and the other one is an emerald. So these rubies are used to make the summoning items for the worms, the hydras. So currently my goal would be to locate these 3 gems so we can make the summoning items for the hydras. Another thing we need is there's a certain altar in the passage that we need in order to craft the gears using the Pandorium bars we're gonna make after our adventure here. And then I finally found the water of this place. We can start our fishing journey again. Because fishing is one of the best things you can do in Core Keeper. Because fish benefits a lot as food. I'm not even using any more food from planting. Every food I have right now is from fishing. Maybe except my healing regeneration food. I'm using like the blood oat plus bomb pepper combo. Anyways, for now, I returned home because I needed my bucket in order to grab some water. And as I returned, grabbed some water, and continued my exploration, I found myself a Pandorium giant ore boulder. I'm not sure if I should just call this giant ore. But anyways, we can now start farming this. So I, of course, immediately set up the farm. So we can just wait and like have a lot of Pandoriums. Let's go. I then continued my adventure and found another chest. This time it contained the emerald. Let's go. Just one more and we can make the 3 summoning items for the hydras. So the ruby left. I actually didn't need to look for the ruby as the ruby was a reward from the Shimmering Frontier. Remember when we got our Obliteration Ray? So now I made myself the very first Hydra summoning item. I actually need to defeat the first Hydra first before I can summon the next Hydra and the next Hydra. And then a very unfortunate thing happened to me as I went back to the passage. I died. And my body was so far from the portal I have. But well, I'll just explore and enjoy the view, I guess. Another unfortunate thing happened to me again. The ground was shaking and I wasn't even sure what was happening. So the boss was actually here and I couldn't escape in time. I died. Oh, I got eaten up. The good thing is the boss doesn't really destroy structures. As you can see, our portal and drills are fine. And so I continued my search for the altar that... Oh, here it is. We can now make gears. Let's go. And so I tried to check if I can mine it and place it home. And turns out I can. So now my plan is just to dig all the structures around this place and put the rift to my base and make it look good with the structures that was surrounding it before I took it. And here we are, the rift statue. We just need to wait for our Pandorium ores to finish turning into bars and we can craft the new gears. Pandorium set has a nice amount of health, a nice amount of dodge. What it doesn't have is defense. This armor set doesn't have defense. Also, I crafted an upgrade to my Obliteration Ray. It is now called the Stormbringer, and it has unlimited durability. I also crafted myself the Pandorium Axe. Finally, an upgrade to our Octarine Axe. And just look at us. We look like Loki because of the horns. I also made the scanner for the boss. The boss name is actually Orschleim. Not sure pronouncing this right. So now this time we can track him down so we won't be eaten like last time. And holy, the passage is a very big place. I then made a fishing farm for the passage fishes in my base. I was hoping that I could get a good fish here that would give like good stat boost. But actually, there was no good fish for the passage that would benefit us. Actually, this thing was very good. 344 mining damage for 10 minutes. What? After I was done with my fishing session, it was finally time to fight the hydra. So I summoned it using the summoning item, and I did not expect the hydra to appear so fast. So using my Stormbringer, this is actually an easy job. Just look at my damage with the Stormbringer. It's crazy. But this Hydra, look at his laser. I switched to my Loki armor set whenever I try to dodge the laser, because this thing has the most movement speed. I tried luring the Hydra to the Azeus arena, but it doesn't seem to follow me there. So I continued killing it with my Stormbringer at the place I summoned it. It seems that my mining set did more damage than my Loki armor set. So every time I use my Obliteration Ray, I should consider switching to my miner set. Just like this. Look at that damage. Because this 5 set of the mining set converts like 10% of my mining damage to damage. And currently, I believe my mining damage is around 3,000 or maybe 4,000. So that's a lot. 10%, 400 or something. So the Hydra isn't really a hard enemy. Very easy to dodge his laser. With the amount of movement speed items I have, I did not really have a problem dodging the laser beam. So this guy attacks is basically the same as you can see in the start. He did summon a worm though, but I easily killed it with my Stormbringer without any problems at all. I swear to God, this weapon is overpowered. It can trigger it can trigger all the Titan's soul power within me. And yeah, the damage itself is just crazy. The Titan doesn't stand a chance. As you can see, it's on its last breath and time to die and give me your loot. Let's go. We have defeated one of the Hydras. Yeah. And so I have obtained the soul of Doidra, and what it does is it gives like a permanent 10% HP boost. Let's go. For the item, I got the eye I'm looking for in order to make the second summoning item. As for the ring, I wasn't really attracted to it that much. 12% critical hit damage, 6% chance to apply poison, and 15% damage against poisoned enemies. Meh. And while I still have my buffs right now, I decided to summon the next Hydra. It was Krydra. Anyways, it appeared very fast the moment I laid down the summoning item. It just, sprinted towards it. I don't know why. Maybe the sound they hated the most. But this time there were like 2 Hydras now. So I guess the other Hydra is like the spirit of the previous Hydra we have defeated. As you can see, they have similar attack patterns, not really that hard. For the laser beam, just dodge, dodge, dodge. And then I switched to my Obliteration Ray and tried to obliterate Krydra. I love this Obliteration Ray, I swear. I haven't even used my axe. Maybe aside from like when it's down. Because I believe like the axe deals more damage as I like try to whack it to death. So having like 2 Hydras to fight, it's pretty annoying if one like starts to do a laser beam attack. But if not, then I can just freely whack this thing to death with my axe. It has a new attack though. Since it's like the Ice Titan, it would summon like a crystal behind it that would shoot multiple icicles towards me. I totally did not notice, not until like I approached down where I saw like there was a crystal there shooting like icicle beams. But I was I guess you can say I'm pretty busy by dodging all the other attacks like the laser beams. It's not really a problem. As you can see, I can easily destroy it with my Obliteration Ray. And now it's down again. So basically this fight is a repeat until eventually it was down to its last breath. And yeah, make sure to destroy that crystal so it doesn't disturb us. And with that, we have defeated the second Hydra. Let's go. And I have received the soul of Krydra. And what it does is it gives like 10% permanent defense or armor. I mean, I can deactivate it, but why should I? For the rewards, I got myself a new shield called the Hydra Bone Shield. And what it does is it gives you like 5 health every second if you're below half health. This is a pretty useful shield. It's a better shield than, I guess, the Sentry Shield. So now we're down to the last Hydra. I placed down the summoning item and waited for the Hydra to come. I was ready. My shield was ready for anything it can throw at us. And this time, there's 3 of them. They also attack using their specialty. Like the Ice Hydra, it would like spawn the icicle crystal thingy. Oh my god, 3 laser beams, really? But good thing the Loki armor had like movement speed buff, so we're pretty safe. Just like the other fight, I would just play it safe, hit it with my obliteration ray until it fell down like that, and I whack it to death with my axe. The new attack that this thing does is this thing right here where he like spews some lava floors. It's not really a threat since I have a food buff that makes me immune to burning. So even if I step on it, I wouldn't burn. But I do get slowed down because I'm not currently eating my immune to acidity and immune to slime. So just a few more left and we should be able to kill this Titan. And that should be it. And yeah, we got it. We got the Fire Hydra. Let's go. And for the soul of the Fire Hydra, what it does is it gives like 10% attack. Pyrdra. Am I saying that right? Pyrdra. Anyways, I got a Hydra Bone Sword as well as a helmet from this guy. It looks pretty good, but yeah, I think I'm keeping my Loki armor right now. I then went home, spoke to the core, and he congratulated me for achieving the impossible. He then told me to go to the place where they set their roots to the world, so basically the desert of beginnings. And then the core suddenly gave me a scan. So now I can see what he was trying to show me. It was this thing right here, the final secret boss. But for now though, there's still that boss at the passage that we need to kill before we attempt the final boss. Currently, the passage boss was at the very bottom and he's trying to go to the left side. So I'm gonna go to the left side first and wait for him there. I'm basically not that patient enough to wait for him at my teleporter. So I'm just gonna go to the left side and wait for him to approach me. And so I buffed myself up with all my food buff before I go to the passage left side. I then waited for the boss until it appeared before me. There were so many other mobs that tried to kill me, but anyways, I laser beamed it with my obliterator, and oh my god, when the attack speed procs, the damage is amazing. I'm slowly killing this thing, but one thing is, every time that you destroy or damages the thing that comes out after like breaking the 3 balls, it speeds up. So that's why the armor set for this place gives like movement speed, I believe, because it just makes sense. And oh my god, that is so R18. I'm joking. But anyways, I just obliterated it in the face. I tried my best, honestly, but I swear to God, I'm not kidding with you when I say that it's getting faster and faster. I usually can outrun this normally on that first try, right? The only thing that I need to worry about is like, whoa, if I get stuck, I'm basically dead. So I guess one thing to do before fighting this boss should have been like to map out the area so I don't get stuck like this and die. I didn't really have any portal nearby as I destroyed it, so I had to run so far to get my body back. And after I got my body back, I prepared myself because he was now gonna encounter me at my portal. I of course went ahead and tried to face him head on before he reaches my portal. At the very least, I have a map that can show me like where to go to next. I already explored like a chunk of this place, so I can just run back as I obliterate him with my Stormbringer. And so we encountered the monster again, and oh my god, I'm not really doing that much damage at the moment. There's so many obstacles blocking the way from this fight, I swear to god. As long as I just look what's behind me, we will eventually kill this thing. And yeah, I noticed something. This thing actually does not regenerate, maybe? Because I already like destroyed that center part last time. Ah, it did regenerate though. When the worm came out, well, it wasn't full HP last time. So it did regenerate. My damage, I swear, I wanted to proc my attack speed so bad because I really hate this fight where I have to destroy the orbs. Because my damage isn't there, and as you can see, it's really dangerous. I hate it when like I get squished to death again. Anyways, this time we're doing pretty great. As you can see, we're not really in any danger right now. And whenever its thing comes out, it breaks a lot of rocks. So we're fine with that section. Anyways, we're doing pretty great. We'll just keep up this pace and we should be fine. There's currently no danger right now aside from the random monsters that try to attack us. But yeah, the monster sped up. It's noticeable right now because it's half HP that it's enraged. It's actually speeding up. Good thing we have our fishing gear with a teleport. I have a hotkey bind to it on my mouse, so I can easily switch gears and like use the teleport. Oh my god, that was so close. Like holy, good thing I managed to like destroy the 3 parts, and now we're pretty safe right now. But we need to make sure that the way is clear when we run again because this thing is pretty fast now. This is really dangerous. Like danger. Oh my god, the explosions hurt so much. I should also be careful with the mob. We're so close, man, but it's getting faster and faster. It's getting way dangerous. I'm now even using like my Loki set for extra movement speed. I think it's better to prioritize running right now than to actually, you know, damage. Because, oh lord, look at this. This is probably the hardest fight I've had in this game so far. Because, yeah, it can one-shot after all. Even with a shield, 70% of that 16k, I don't think I can defend against this thing. But maybe if we plan this ahead of time, like have like a very clear path of like circling this thing, maybe it'll be way easier that way. Because right now, I don't even know if I'm going to a path where there's like floorings or there's no wall blocking us. Anyways, I think this is the last part. It should die by now. No more, please. I'm tired. Just die. And with that, we have defeated the boss of the passes, or Schleim. Totally forgot its name. Or Schleim. And for the loots, I got really lucky because it's the full set. But, well, the item effect isn't really that appealing. But well, I wore it anyway as my defensive gear. And this is the armor set. It looks pretty cool. Yeah. Judging from the item set effect, I think this is for explosion build, I guess. And since it was final boss time, I decided to use almost all my resource to upgrade my miner set. So all the jewels I've collected so far. Because the miner set is like currently the best set I have because of the obliteration ray or the Stormbringer. So I believe it's just right that I upgrade this. It was finally time for the last boss. So this place, I believe is called, the scene is called Crystal Meteor. What I did first was destroyed all the crystals surrounding the giant crystal. And what I got from here are a lot of crystal meteor fragments. And by combining the 8 crystal meteor shard, I made this thing called the crystal meteor chunk. And it increases the damage by me and any nearby allies by 22%. That's pretty good. But I'm gonna stick with my Azeus feather right now so I have a dodging ability. Anyways, I touched the giant crystal and it began to crack. And eventually, it exploded and shown me a creature. So this was... I saw this before in a coffin in a Shimmering Frontier. I wasn't really sure when. But anyways, here's the final boss. And after all the work I did for this guy, he wanted to erase me. Oh my god. Well, anyways, you'll be the one that's gonna be erased. And oh my god, I think I made a mistake. I should have used the blink item. It would be way easier to dodge this than the feather. But well, we're doing fine. I can always just switch to the blink fisher set if ever I wanted to blink out. Anyways, yeah, every time an enemy gets down, I just switch to my melee set. It's honestly doing a lot of damage whenever anything procs. So the boss is almost dead. Wow, I'm very strong right now. Thank God for this OP obliteration ray. Like, holy. And I heal like 7 HP per second because it has like melee damage. It also procs the passive I have. The 10% chance to heal like 3% HP. I'm basically unkillable unless this thing can one-shot me or DPS me so fast that I can't even heal up. Anyways, the core commander is almost dead. We just need to do it one more time and we should be able to kill him. I thank all this damage to all the food buffs I have. I swear to God, fishing is, I guess, the most resourceful thing you can do in this game. Because all the fish buff is amazing. Like, just combine the correct ones and you'll have like a really great combination of buffs. And there we go. We have defeat. Well, not yet. There's a second phase. Wow, he looks stronger now. I wonder if he is stronger. Not really. The moment the balls like get close together, my obliteration ray actually has this chain lightning effect where it connects to whatever is close to it. So as you can see, oh my god, this weapon is just amazing. Amazing. I don't even know why they give it like unlimited durability. I can just continuously shoot something with it and oh my god, mining set plus this thing. Crazy. And yeah, for the balls, I'll just, I guess, stay away from it whenever it's stationed like that. And there we go. I think 2 more times and it should be dead permanently. Unleash core commander, huh? Oh wait, it didn't even have a third chance. Well, we have defeated the final boss. Alright, so for the loots, I'm not really sure how to resummon this guy. Anyway, I got the Greaves. The stat looks pretty decent. It's an overall for melee and range. Also, this thing called the Trinity Heart. 2% HP every second. An offhand item. I'm gonna be wearing it on my melee set for sure. Not my minor set, but my melee set. 2% of 1.3k. Oh my god, it's such a good item. Holy. I'm so tanky right now. And just give it like 50 seconds and I can basically fully heal to 100% if ever I'm in danger. Then I went home and tried talking to the core again. With that, we have finished Core Keeper. Thank you guys for watching the video. Don't forget to click that like and subscribe button. Thank you. Bye now.